Come gather round people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you better start swimming, or you'll sink like a stone. For the times, they are a-changin'. That was The Times They Are Changin' by Bob Dylan. And back in the 60s, Olympia was, the times were certainly changing. Welcome to Folk and Trad, a program that concentrates on folk and traditional music and arts here in the South Sound area. My name is Bert Meyer, your host for Folk and Trad. And today we're going to talk about Olympia's first coffee house, the Null Set. Two couples that had gone to school in Seattle at the university came to Olympia because of work opportunity, I think, and they decided to start a coffee house. So they rented a place on the west side, and for 3 years they ran the only authentic coffee house between Portland and Seattle. And it was called the Null Set. Null Set being, in mathematics, the empty set. They preferred to think of it as a set with all of the possibilities. And for a conservative town like Olympia, that meant a lot of liberal possibilities. So the authorities down here were a bit suspicious about what was going on in that place for the years that it operated. I was in Centralia at that time going to school early on, and got together with a fellow named Tim Bigelow, member of the Bigelow family here, the Bigelow house on the east side. I've spent many an hour in that parlor over there practicing with Tim. We started a group in Centralia patterned after the Kingston Trio. We called it the Blazer Trio after the school mascot. And we had a third fellow, Jim Moore. And within the year, we had found a young lady with blonde hair, statuesque. And Tim looked at me, I looked at Tim, he says, "That's our Mary." So Karen Helen joined the group and we became a Peter, Paul, and Mary copy group. And that was about the time the Null Set opened for business in August of '64. Some of the things that happened there, I guess I saw our first bluegrass band there in person. I'd been familiar with the music on the TV with Flatt and Scruggs playing the theme song for the Beverly Hillbillies, but I actually got to see those instruments played there by Phil and Vivian Williams and their band, the Turkey Pluckers. And I got to see a jug band, a real live jug band, a lot of blues players. They had some wonderful blues players come through there. One of the things we came out of the 60s were some instruments that you seldom see anymore. One is the 12-string guitar, which I was playing on that first song. And I mentioned the 12-string guitar at this point because we have a 12-string player. One of the best 12-string players in the Northwest is Mike Dumovich. He's the fellow that organized this gathering that we just had this last Sunday called the Null Set Remembered. The whole thing started off when Pat Holm, one of the founders, created a book of memoirs, which she had ready just in time for the event on Sunday. She called it the Null Set Remembered. With the Blazer Trio, we'll kick it off. This is the Null Set Remembered.
You're going to recognize a few songs. If you do, let yourself go. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Ooh, if I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, I'd ring out warning, I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters all sing it in the morning, I'd sing it in the evening, all over this land. I'd sing out danger, I'd sing out warning, I'd sing out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Ooh, well, I've got a hammer and I've got a bell and I've got a song to sing all over this land. It's a hammer of justice, it's a bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. It's a hammer of justice, it's a bell of freedom, it's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's only fitting we should start out with a Pete Seeger song, sung by Peter, Paul, and Mary, and Raggle Taggle Gypsies.
There were 3 gypsies that come to my door, and downstairs ran this lady. One sang high and the other sang low, and the other sang bonny, bonny Biscay-o. Then she pulled off her silk finished gown and put on hose of a leather. The ragged, ragged rags about our door. She's gone with the raggle-taggle gypsies. Oh.
It was late last night when my lord came home, inquiring for his lady. Oh, they put and asked on every hand. She's gone with the raggle-taggle gypsies. Oh.
Oh, saddle to me my milk-white steed. Go and fetch me my pony, oh, that I may ride in search of my bride, who's gone with the raggle-taggle gypsies, oh.
Then he rode high and he rode low. He rode through the leaves and the copses too. He rode till he came to a wide open field, and there he espied his lady. Oh.
Oh, what makes you leave your house and land? What makes you leave your money? Oh, what makes you leave your new wedded lord to go with the raggle-taggle gypsies?
Oh, what care I for my house and land? What care I for my money? Oh, what care I for my new wedded lord? I'm off with the raggle-taggle gypsies. Oh.
Last night you slept on a goose feather bed with the sheets turned down so bravely. Oh, tonight you'll sleep on the cold open ground along with the raggle-taggle gypsies.
Oh, what care I for my goose feather bed? What care I for the sheets turned down? Tonight I'll sleep on the cold open ground along with the raggle-taggle gypsies. Oh, there were 3 gypsies that come to my door,
And downstairs ran this lady. Oh, one sang high and the other sang low, and the other sang bonny, bonny Biscay-o.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to read you a little part about the Selma March in Alabama, because there's a movie out right now that you're probably all aware of that is about the March in Selma. And we sent a person from the fellowship. We had the Unitarian Fellowship, and Allison Matthews went to that march. And I recounted in the book, and this was before I knew they were making a movie. So, political groups were using the Null Set as a meeting place weeknights, much like Traditions does today. The Unitarian Board was meeting one evening at the Null Set, and Allison Matthews, a tall, blonde woman who lived on Eld Inlet and swam there every day, came to that meeting determined to get Unitarian support to go to Selma, Alabama. She told them, James Reed, a Unitarian minister from Boston, has been beaten to death in Selma. I feel we must do something to acknowledge his death and the death of that young black man who was shot on Bloody Sunday. Pete was at the same meeting, my ex-husband, who isn't here today because he died in 2010. But I wish he was here. He would just love this. He was a great musician, and he backed up so many people on the Washington bass. Pete was at the same meeting and totally agreed. Pat and I have talked a lot about this. We can't allow the South to continue beating and hanging people who just want to register to vote. Allison stated clearly, I'm willing to go to Selma on March 21st, but I need a group to support me. So Pete and the board were eager to help send Allison to Selma. Let's organize a group here in Olympia and hold the march the same day. We might get a picture on the front page of the Olympian, especially since you will be in Selma marching. And that was the beginning of the Thurston County Friends of the Mississippi Project, which continued to meet at the Null Set. Our family joined in the walking down Capitol Way on a cool, gray day in support of the Selma March. There weren't many people at our march, but our emotions were high, and we were determined to make a difference. When Allison returned, we heard there were at least 8,000 other civil rights activists at this third march from Selma to Montgomery. And by the end of the march, they had 25,000. And so it just goes to show if the first one march was only 700 people, then there were, I think of 2,000 people, and then 8,000 people all within like 3 weeks. It was amazing. Allison came back and reported the march started on Sunday. We traveled 12 miles a day in mud and rain, camping overnight in nearby fields. But this time we were protected by the National Guard and allowed to deliver our petition to Governor Wallace in Montgomery. We were successful. I'm so glad I went and that you supported me.
Okay, let's go. Everybody gonna pray on the very last day. When they hear that bell, ring the world away. Everybody gonna pray to the heavens on the judgment day. Well, you can sing about your great King David, you can preach about the wisdom of Saul, but the judgment falls on all mankind when the trumpet sounds a call. All equal and the same, when the Lord He calls your name. Get ready, brother, for that day. Everybody gonna pray on the very last day. When they hear that bell, ring the world away. Everybody gonna pray to the heavens on the judgment day. Well, one day soon all man will stand, His word will be heeded in all the land. Men shall know and men shall see, we all are brothers and we all are free. Mankind was made of clay, each of us in the very same way. Get ready, brother, for that day. Everybody gonna pray on the very last day. When they hear that bell, ring the world away. Everybody gonna pray to the heavens on the judgment day. Well, the law is given and the law is known. The tale is told and the seed is sown. From dust we came and to dust we'll go. You know that the Lord He once told us so. All we can say is the Lord's command. Get ready, brother, for that day. Everybody gonna pray on the very last day. When they hear that bell, ring
sing the world away. Everybody gonna pray to the heavens on the judgment day. I peeked in to say good night when I heard my child in prayer, and for me some scarlet ribbons for my hair. All the stores were closed and shuttered, all the streets were dark and bare. In our town, no scarlet ribbons, not one ribbon for her hair. Through the night, my heart was aching. Just before the dawn was breaking, I peeked in, and on her bed, in gay profusion lying there, I saw ribbons, lovely ribbons, scarlet ribbons for her hair. If I live to be 100, I shall never know from where came those ribbons, scarlet ribbons for her hair. Thank you.
This was John's favorite song. Run to the corner, get your baby some beer. Run to the corner, get your baby some beer. Run to the corner, get the baby some beer. Run to the corner, get the baby some beer. I love my candy gal, Lord knows I do. Hey candy man, hey candy man, he's better and gone. Candy man, oh better and gone. I love my candy gal, Lord knows I do. I took my mama to the candy stand, got stuck on the candy man. I took my mama to the candy stand, she got stuck up on the candy man. And I love my candy gal, Lord knows I do. That candy man, better and gone. That candy man, he's better and gone. Candy man, oh better and gone. I love my candy gal, Lord knows I do. There's a little red light, a little green light. There's a little red light, a little green light, a little red light, ooh, little green light. Stop on the red, go on the green, don't mess with Mr. In Between. Take candy man, oh better and gone. Hey candy man, he's better and gone. Candy man, oh better and gone. I love my candy gal, Lord knows I do. Then you run to the corner, get your baby some beer. to the corner, get the baby some beer. Run to the corner, get the baby some beer. Look at here. Run to the corner, get the baby some beer. The corner, get the baby some beer. I love my candy gal. Lord knows I do. Oh, oh! Lord knows I do. Reverend Gary Davis wrote that. Isn't that just about right? There's another Reverend Gary. He was a big influence on everybody down here through Jerry Murray and John Brown and Hendricks and people that saw him play up in BC. I don't know what the politics were, but he was up there. And some of them played down stateside. And after Gary became saved, he wrote this. You may be high, you may be low, you may be rich, you may be poor. When the Lord is ready, you got to move. You may be old, you may be young, you may be weak, you may be strong. When the Lord gets ready, you got to move. 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 When the Lord gets ready, you got to move. I'm down here on my bended knee. Ask the Lord above, have mercy, please. When the Lord gets ready, you got to move. Hey, you can run, you will be caught, and you can hide, you will be found. When the Lord gets ready, you got to move. You got to move. You got to move. Ooh, you got to move. When the Lord gets ready, you got to move. Woo. When the Lord gets ready, you got to move. Thank you.
We came here right after Kennedy was assassinated in '63, and then as soon as we heard about the Null Set, even though I was a commissioned officer in the Army, I had been playing this music and I wasn't about to stop. So anyway, that's what we did, and we patterned ourselves after Kingston Trio and Line Lighters and Joan Baez and those folks. So here's a couple of Kingston Trio tunes that were kind of our signature songs. Way out here they have a name for rain and wind and fire. The rain is Hess, the fire's Joe, and they call the wind Mariah. Mariah blows the stars around, sets the clouds a-flying. Mariah makes the mountain sound like folks was out there dying. Mariah, 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 they call the wind Mariah. Before I knew Mariah's name and heard her wail and whine, I had a gal and she had me, and the sun was always shining. But then one day I left my gal, I left her far behind me, and now
I'm lost, so goddamn lost, not even God can find me. Mariah, 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 they call the wind Mariah. But here they have a name for rain, for wind and fire only. When you're lost and all alone, there ain't no name for lonely. Well, I'm the lost and lonely man without a star to guide me. Mariah, blow my love to me, I need my gal beside me. Mariah, 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 they call the wind Mariah, 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 they call the wind Mariah.
Was Fast Freight. And so we're going to try and do a version of Fast Freight. As I listen for the whistle and lie awake and wait, wish the railroad didn't run so near. 'Cause the rattle and the clatter of that old fast freight keeps making music in my ear. Go bomb again, go bomb again, go bomb again, go bomb again. Hear the whistle blow. Hear the whistle blow. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack, the wheels they sing to the railroad track. Well, if you go, you can't come back. If you go, you can't come back. If you go, then you can't come back. I wouldn't give a nickel for the bum I used to be. Work as hard as any man in town. I've got a pretty gal, she thinks the world of me. Man would be a fool to let her down. Fool to let her down. Go bomb again. Go bomb again. Go bomb again. Go bomb again. Hear the whistle blow. Hear the whistle blow. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack, the wheels they sing to the railroad track. Well, if you go, you can't come back. If you go, you can't come back. If you go, then you can't come back. Well, every night I listen, and I wonder if it's late. In my dreams I'm riding on that train. I feel my pulse a-beating with that old fast freight. Thank the Lord I'm just a bum again. Just a bum again. Go bum again. Go bum again. Go bum again. Go bum again. Hear the whistle blow. Hear the whistle blow. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack, the wheels they sing by the railroad track. Well, if you go, you can't come back. If you go, you can't come back. If you go, then you can come back. Thank you.
Bought a farm down Costa Rica way. Borrowed money from the CIA. Más o menos. Like everybody say, you know. Everything has a price. But all I've gotta do to pay that loan, maintain an airstrip and a telephone. Not much to ask to keep my happy home, a home here in paradise. Honkies in paradise. Honkies in paradise. Everything is working mighty nice for the honkies in paradise. People say them agents got it made. No, they're mostly overworked and underpaid. They help this country build a foreign trade. You know, everyone does their part. Like me, I run each day till I damn near drop, with the cows and the cashews and the coffee crop. Small time for mama and little curly top, but you know, they're always right here in my heart. Honkies in paradise. Honkies in paradise. Everything is working mighty nice for the honkies in paradise. Now all these small brown brothers that you see, they smile, they wave my way, a laugh so free. You know, there ain't nothing they wouldn't do for me. I reckon how we come this far. Don't want much, a little country shack, a garden plot, chickens round the back. The stuff they got don't fill a coffee sack. Sometimes I envy just how free they are. Honkies in paradise. Honkies in paradise. Everything is working mighty nice for the honkies in paradise. I sang this song at my 50th high school reunion in Richland about 4 years ago, and afterward, before I finished the song, the woman who was running the program came walking up the aisle towards me, and I said, "Are you bringing the hook, Mr. Mack?" And she says, "Yes, I'm bringing the hook." You're through. Thank you. One day this gringo hombre come to me, flashed a roll of Yankee greenery, and asked how much it would cost him to see just what's going out on the plain. I said, "My friend, that there's the CIA. We'll just walk down and have a look today." He climbed inside, and I heard him gasp and say, "Well, I can see that they've been feeling no pain. 'Cause they had a pile of heroin you could hide a wheelbarrow in. Cocaine enough to move all the Maryland Tribeca to the moon. Woo! Honkies in paradise. Honkies in paradise. Everything is working mighty nice for the honkies in paradise. Honkies in paradise. Honkies in paradise. Everything is working mighty nice for the honkies in paradise. Yodelay. Hail Columbia, when you call back your gems from the ocean, snow melt water is the soul of your magical potion, where the coho rolls in the throes of their savage devotion. This could all change. Where did anyone get such a notion? Ancient giants, fir, cedar, and spruce, better useful than pretty. Cut 'em down, float 'em up to the sawmill at Oregon City. Now the fish wheels turn night and day with no effort or labor. Feed your family, your garden, your dogs, cats, your pigs, and your neighbor. No white water where the bridge of the gods finally crumbled. Just a lake now where the song of Celilo once rumbled. Where the nations danced, fished, played, and were joyful and humble. 2 dams and the curse of a drunk in the dark where he stumbled. In the springtime, in the turbans, your babies are twisted, chopped up so fine you can't even tell they existed. EPA says, well, it's too bad they can't find the ladder, but the power we make, still the main thing that matters. Sweet Hanford, where your waters are poisoned and heated, 60 years now to make weapons we never have needed. And the trash left behind by this process we found so attractive. For the next 99,000 years will be radioactive. Hey, Grand Coulee, tell me who was in charge of your planning. Can you tell me that they knew what in hell they were damning? Who asked sturgeon, eel, whitefish, steelhead, and salmon? So the old ones still say today, flip the switch, kill a salmon. Flip the switch, turn a switch, kill the salmon. Kill the salmon. Thank you.
So this is called I Would Not Be Here If I Hadn't Been There. I would not be here if I hadn't been there, and I wouldn't been there if I hadn't just turned on Wednesday the 3rd in the late afternoon. Got to talking with George, who works out in the back, and only because he was getting off early to go see a man at a Baker Street bookstore with a rare first edition of Steamboats and Cotton, a book he would never have sought in the first place had he not been inspired by a 5th grade replacement school teacher in Kirkwood who was picked just at random by some man on the school board who couldn't care less, and she wouldn't been working if not for her husband, who moved 2 months prior to work in the office of a man he had met while he served in the army. And only because they were were in the same barracks. An accident caused by a poorly made roster mixed up on the desk of a sergeant from Denver who wouldn't be in but for being in back. In a car he was riding before he enlisted that hit a cement truck and killed both his buddies. But the backseat flew up there and spared him from dying, and only because of the fault of a workman who forgot to turn screws on a lineup in Detroit, 'cause he hollered at Sam, who was hateful that morning, hungover from drinking alone at a tavern because of a woman he wished he'd not married. He met long ago at a Jewish bar mitzvah for the son of a man who had moved there from Jersey, who managed the drugstore that sold the prescription that cured up the illness he caught way last summer. He would not have caught except for some kid all contagious with fever who sat in his lap. Was the son of a man who sold him insurance he met at a smoker way back there in college. That's it. Here we go. Come gather round, people, at the Capitol Dome, and demand that your leaders save this planet, our home. And nothing less, you will not stand alone. If the earth to you is worth saving, then you better start calling, go pick up the phone, for the climate on earth is a changin'. Come, coal, gas, and oil men, you poison the air and the land and the water as if you don't care for naught but your profits and more than your share. Well, your hour of reckoning's arriving. Your in-the-ground assets will have to stay there, for the climate on earth you've been changing. Come, senators, congressmen, answer the call. If you don't pretend you don't know, don't deny and don't stall, for your failure to act could well doom us all. There's a typhoon outside and it's raging. You flood your basements and leap up your walls, for the climate on earth is a changing. Come, mothers and fathers throughout the land, if you don't step up now, your kids won't understand. How will they forgive you if you don't lend a hand? If the planet for them is worth saving, then get off of your assets, pull your heads from the sand, for the climate on earth is a changing. Indigenous peoples from both far and near regret the despoilers of Earth's biosphere, for the 7th generation too soon will be here. Their future is ours for the saving, so that when they are born they will not live in fear of a climate on Earth that's a changing. Yes, when they are born, they must not live in fear of a climate on earth that's a changing. Thank you, everyone.
G, and you all know the chorus.
Circle be unbroken.
Circle be unbroken.
The chorus.
Chorus. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Well, I was standing by the graveside of a dear friend passed away, when I heard that preacher saying we'll be with him some sweet day. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Now all our brothers and our sisters will be waiting when we fly to that land where there is no parting and the soul will never die. Will the circle
Come on, everybody, let's sing it
be
out.
unbroken?
Sing it like you meant it.
By and by, there's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Our earthly race here is never over, but we must do the the best we can. Let us gather in a circle, take a sister by the hand. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky. Last chance. Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
One more time.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by?
Hand to hand.
There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
One last time.
Will the circle be unbroken by and by, Lord, by and by? There's a better home awaiting in the sky, Lord, in the sky.
Good night. Thank you.
A line it is drawn, a curse it is cast. The slow one now will later be fast, as the present now will later be past. The order is rapidly fading, and the first one now will later be last. For the times they are a change.